With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You were running, motherfucker, high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker, never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I'm here with Stormy B Man. We're trying to get Tim on the show right now. Stormy, hold me down. Talk about what's going on. It's fight week. Hold me down. I'm gonna go help Tim get on this live stream. I'm gonna need you to hold me down just a bit. I'll be right back. Salute to the chat.
I got you. All right, all the ladies in the house, pull your tits out. No, I'm just kidding. This is Stormy, man. Good to see everybody out there. What's good with you all, man? Great to be back for another evening of boxing talk. As you guys know, this is fight week, man. This is fight week, and it's like, hey, it's time to get with it, right? I am excited. Did a stream earlier today, the call-in show, and we talked about the fight, man. We're going to talk about this fight all the way up till the bell rings, and then we're going to talk about it after the final bell rings. So that's what it's out, man. That's what it's all about. And salute to Drew Titan this evening. He's going to have, we're trying to get Terrible Tim on, and we're excited about that as well. But I wanted to bring something to the forefront about this, as it has been stated, particularly on Drew's show and on his channel when he's talked about this. As we got closer and closer to the fight, you were going to see some changes in people. You're going to see changes in the approach. Everything that was being said just a couple months ago and everything, it's funny how the narrative is changing, huh? You can see Fury even is changing. Once he started singing a couple of weeks ago, that's when I knew, oh man, it's, the guy, listen, salute and shout out to Tay Jones, because he's been keeping us abreast on what's really happening, providing information to everybody out here that produces the content and supports the Wilder camp. There's a lot of people that are not necessarily honed in on some of this information, and they're just dismissive of it because they don't care for the champ, Deontay Wilder. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Because everybody ain't gonna ride with you. It don't matter what you do in life. You're not always gonna have, supporters. You're gonna have detractors. But the one thing that detractors can't stop is what's sincere, what's factual. And what's factual is there's been a lot of horseplay through this entire promotion. The powers that be just did not want Deontay Wilder to have this opportunity for his reclaim of fame and greatness in the heavyweight division. But I am very proud of him sticking to it. You know what I mean? And staying steadfast, even though he had to go through arbitration to get to this point. Now Fury is just in a position and a seat where he's got to face the music. Huh? That day comes for us all. You ever remember being a kid and it was time, you all summer long, you played, you stayed up late, you had a good time, and it's time to go back to school, right? And you be dreading when it's time to go back to school. So that night before, you sit up and you think about, what can I do to get out of going to school tomorrow? Oh, I know, I'll play sick. Your mom gets you up the next morning for school. Oh, Ma, I got a stomach ache. I don't think I could go to school. Really, baby? You're not feeling good? Okay, take this Robitussin and get your butt up and go get ready for school. That's that's what it's gonna be for Tyson Fury. He ain't feeling so well right now. He got a tummy ache, huh? He ain't feeling it. It's just, I don't know. I ain't got that snap. Yeah, you ain't got that snap because they done sapped it all out of you, huh? They done watched your every move. They done exposed you at every turn. And with legal documentation, yeah, these live streams, they are legal documentation. Because, like I said before, when you, when I can't even get it out. When you're done here, it ain't over. We'll just put it that way. Okay. And salute to everybody out there in the chat. I'm going to run it down. Let me run it back. We got Adrian V out there, Copper Aborigines, Jason, Chris Chandler, 513, Jose Diaz, Counter Local Sports, salute to you. Case Nasty is out there, King _ Junior, the Jab Jamboree, my man, Akreacher, Tania Marie is out there, King Corleone, Bruce Goes, MPWTF, Marcus Walls, Son of Peter, Anthony Bolton, Big Texas, Cletus is out there, Mark Wunderlich, M. Jordan, Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens, what's good with you? Shermaine Callahan, Jafari Caesar, Kevin Dunbar, Anwar Willis, Rasheed Rourke, Viva Tu Vida, Copper Aborigines, I think I said you already. Who else we got? Boss Red 357, Bruce Goes again, and Chi-Town's Finest is out there. Brooklyn Born. Let's see who else we got. Tay Brown, what's good with you, Queen? Good to see you. Healer, Mind Body Coach. It's moving up again. Okay, Ryan Jones. We got Ryan Jones out there. Yeah, so Drew is still trying to work at getting Terrible Tim on. I guess he's having some issues with his connection. So that's what's going on. That's why you guys are seeing me. I'm going to go back up in the chat a little bit because there was a couple of questions or something. Healer says, I'll join you, Stormy. I can't control it, Healer. We're on Drew's channel. So, you know, he's that. He can bring in who he wants and all of that. So I don't have those controls right there, brother. But good to see you out there. Copper Aborigine says, hated that time in September 7th. First day back to school. Facts, Stormy B, man. Yeah, man, you always was trying to figure out some kind of way of getting out of going to school, right? It's like, oh, I hurt my ankle. I don't think I can walk. Use this cane. Get your butt out there and go to school. Man, my parents didn't play that, man. I didn't have perfect attendance, but it was pretty damn close, okay? Because they put you out there, man, and it's like, hey, so Tyson Fury, he trying to come up with the same stuff, huh? He trying to come up with those same excuses. But the problem is, he ain't at home. See, over in the UK, I don't know how they handle school over there when you don't feel good. You got a bellyache. You know, Papa Fury probably let him, yeah, use me own son. You can stay home today. No, that ain't how it working over here in America. They telling him, get your butt up and get to that ring. You got 5 minutes. No warm-ups. Get in there. Huh? And that's good. Because listen, the way they like to do things, huh? They call their own shots and everything, huh? They tell you, they like, well, oh, these the rules, and you show them the paper. They reading the paper like this. This the paper with the rules on it, right? They say, oh, these the rules right here. Tear it up. That's what they think of the rules, huh? Well, over here, we got a judge that said 80 mil and then you're gonna go sit down. Fury say, man, that's kind of tight, you know. I think he felt his pockets shrinking on them old tight pants he be wearing. He said, I gotta get out there, Pop. Pop was like, me own son getting done wrong in the Americas. Yeah. Y'all done did everybody else wrong everywhere else. So hey, what goes around comes around, huh? You put it out there in the universe, and guess what? The universe put it back out on you, huh? That's how we're gonna do things around here, Fury. And guess what? We got all week. We got all week. You might not want to press, huh? But we gonna press. How about that? And we're gonna be all over you and your knock-kneed, slew-footed butt, crooked leg butt, leg made like a kickstand. Listen, man, we gonna roast you just like the piece of meat on a grill that you are, and then we're gonna tenderize you on Saturday night, huh? Yeah, tenderize you. That's right. Oh, crooked leg. Don't his leg look like a bicycle kickstand? Huh? You ever looked at that dude? When he tried to stand and pose, one leg just kind of be shaped like the letter K, like Drew Titan said. You know, how is you an athlete built like that, man? Body made a silly putty, huh? And then he's proud about putting on extra weight. Man, you need to be trying to slim down, huh? Really, huh? Take some of that fat off your brain, huh? Because that's what's wrong with you. Something wrong. And get off them chemicals, huh? Get off all of them chemicals. Because they fry your cells, son. They fry your cells. That's right. Mark Wonderly, he says, Stormy B Man, my brother, 100. What's good with you? Tay Brown says, facts, seafood. And then we said, Rasheed Rourke said it was something called Father John's for us instead of Robitussin. Hey, man, I said Robitussin for the new people. I know all about Father John's, man. Let me tell you something. Every time I had to take Father John's, let me say this. I never thought I would actually see what my insides look like while I'm alive. But when I took Father John's, it seemed to bring everything that was in there out through my mouth, huh? That was the most horrible stuff ever. And I can't believe that they made something that tastes so atrocious telling you it's medicine to make you better. I thought I was going to die when I ate that stuff. And my father, you know what? He would put it on them. See, like today, they make a tablespoon today is like, you know, it ain't that big, really. It's not. Them spoons that my dad had when I was a little boy and he was putting that Father John, I could swear it looked like a salad spoon. Yeah, man. Put that in, he put it in, it go, I go, oh, it's just coming right back up. Then he gonna be telling me, boy, you better not spit it out. I'm like, what? Man, it's like, how you gonna put that in my mouth, man? That's like somebody just walking past you and say, here, taste this turd. It's like, come on, man. Why are you doing me like that? Putting that stuff in my mouth like that, bro. Come on. So yeah, I know all about Father John's, man. That was poison. That was poison. That's why people didn't hardly get sick back in the day. Huh? You go, Father, look at you and say, do I need to get the Father John's? I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm good. You ain't trying, man, don't even want to sneeze around him. You gotcha. Pops bring out that damn Father John's, man. It ain't no, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I was growing up, I had like 2 colds. Yeah, 2. Because the rest of the time, I open that medicine cabinet, man, and I see that bottle with that old white man with the that curly hairpiece like the George Washington wig on or something. Father John's. I was like, man, I wanted to just pour all that stuff down the toilet, but I knew if I did something with that stuff, then my father would go buy a bigger bottle and just make me sit there and drink it. Man, that's horrible. That's horrible. I don't know who invented that mess, but I think that once kids, the parents got a hold of that stuff, yeah, everybody had perfect attendance in school. You ain't trying to take out of school for being sick and you got to drink that mess, man. That's like, man. I see y'all out there in the chat. There's a lot of people out there remember that stuff, right? Man, I'm telling you. It was child abuse, Tania Marie. It's insane. That's like saying, I'm going to take some kitchen cleaner like Comet, some liquid plumber that you clean your drain out with, some bleach, and some Palmolive dishwashing liquid, and mix it up in a bottle and tell your kid to drink it. And the thing about it is, it only feel like you gonna die. But the taste of the stuff was so horrible, you ain't trying to get sick no more. I told you, you be walking around, there's other kids coughing and stuff. Your mom look at you. Is that you out there coughing, boy? That's him. Because you knew. She called you in there. Okay, you ready for bed? Okay, let me go get the Father's Johns. You be like, but I ain't even sick. Man, child abuse, child abuse. If they would have had that thing where you could call the cops on your parents back in them days, it'd been a lot of parents locked up. Some of us have been orphans. Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, trying to digest that stuff, no way, Jose. But that Fury, he needs some Father's Johns. So we giving him. We the Father's Johns, us content creators, we're going to give it to him this week and get his butt on in that ring and let him take his hiding, because that's what friends are for. That's right. We kick you in your butt and put you on out there, so you got to do what you got to do. And that's get knocked the hell out on Saturday night. That's right. I ain't forgot about that. I talk about this other stuff, but my mind is still on what need to be going down. And that's Tyson Fury in the first, second, or third round. Jab Jamboree is out there. Everybody in the chat laughing. Y'all know about that Father's John. There's a lot of older people in this chat than they want to claim, That's cool, though. That's cool. Because I'm glad you're with me. I am glad you're with me, man. I am glad. Man, Copper says, Stormy B, man, it was cod liver oil for me. Damn. Listen, cod liver oil, I drink 2 bottles of cod liver oil if it just keep Father's Johns away from me. And then there was another one. I can't think of it. I was trying to think of it while I'm talking. But you know what? There was another one. But Father's Johns was the worst. Because listen, man. Who made that stuff, man? They should be taken out. Seriously. Whoever made that stuff. Jose Diaz says, they say that Fury looks like an athlete. Yeah, that's really funny. Incredible. Yeah. Tania Marie is laughing her butt off. Copper is laughing. He says, them big ass spoons. Yeah, man, them spoons, today they got a teaspoon and a tablespoon. Well, back in those days when I was growing up, the tablespoon looked like the teaspoon, okay? And the real tablespoon looked like a salad spoon or something. It's a big old oval spoon, and my father shoving it in my mouth like that. It may have seemed like it was so big because I was a small kid, but I'm telling you, it looked like he had 3 ounces of that stuff in that spoon. I didn't want to drink that mess, man. Trying to shove that down my throat, man. That was crazy. Man. And I'm gonna tell you something. You know how you say, well, wait till I have my own kids, and I would never do my kids like that, man. It's like my daughter don't know how lucky she was. Didn't have to take that mess, man. Cause she'd be hating me to this day, like, why you make me take that stuff? Man. My father told me, he's like, you didn't get sick much though, did you? I'm like, hell no, I didn't get sick. Have to eat that stuff, man? Let's see. Main Boxing Biker says, Stormy B, man, I'm Caribbean. They make us take bitters. Your mouth tastes bitter for hours. Man, I don't know what bitters are, but I'm going to tell you something. If I got just a, you know how you get those droplet things? You could drop a droplet. If a droplet of Father John's touched my tongue, the tip of my tongue, stuff that I ate 3 days ago is going to come out of my body through my mouth. Because that stuff, man, I'm telling you, they talk about regurgitate, huh? You'd think I was a human fly throwing that stuff up like that, man. It's not fit for human beings, bro. You know how the cartoons, when they would grab a bottle of poison and it just had that skull with the X's on it? That's what should have been the symbol on the Father John bottle. They should have just had an X with crossbones and a skull on there. And everybody look at that bottle and be like, don't touch that. Don't touch that bottle, man. That stuff was horrible, man. I'm telling you, man. I see you out there laughing, Reggie. Don't you be feeding them kids, them babies, that Father John when they get sick. I'm going to call DCFS on you, bro, because that's wrong. Nobody should have that in their house. You should keep it in the garage as some damn rodent repellent or something, but don't you bring that stuff in the house talking about, oh, yeah, this is, we keep this in case you get sick. Kill me, because I ain't taking that stuff, man. That's it. No way. Where Drew at, man? Because I'm not trying to take up all the conversation on the Tyson Fury thing, because I know he got some stuff he want to cook on as well. But excuse me. Yeah, we out here, man. This is what it's all about. Showing a little support. Bumpy Thompson, I see you out there, bro. Everything boxing and sports. My man Keon, I see you out there. Shade Girl 85. MXE is out there. Michael Johnson Boxing Talking More. Let's see who else we got. Oh, you like that background? Everything boxing? Yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Let's see who else we got out here. J. Wayne Citizen is out there. Caribbean. Okay, I read that already. Rasheed Roy said, yeah, I would take castor oil before Father's John. I'm telling you, and castor oil was horrible too. If you guys remember the Little Rascals, they was on there and they had castor oil on there and they was like, yeah, but they didn't have Father's John's on there, because I'm telling you, that stuff ain't even worth trying to advertise or anything. Matter of fact, how the hell did we get on that conversation? Because, man, I ain't heard that stuff in a long time. I sure ain't bought none of it. Not at all. Ain't buying that mess. Trill Will, I see you out there, bro. Good to see you. Dre Finest is out there. He says, salute, Stormy. Can you dig it? Yes, sir. Can you dig it? They killed Cyrus, man. The Warriors. One of my favorite movies growing up, man. Shaq brought that back when they won that NBA title, and he was standing up there at the podium. Can you dig it? Yes, sir. Chris Chandler 513 is out there. I see Drew coming back. Yeah, there he is.
What's good? All right. So we had some technical difficulties. Tim is going to call in right now.
Oh, okay. Man, Drew, they got me out here talking about Father John's.
Hello.
Man.
Hey, Tim.
Yo.
All right. You're loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm sorry that it had to working out. I'm going to be ready next time, okay?
It's all good, brother, but you on the show. We live.
Okay, beautiful. I'm happy to be here. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a good audience in the house. We're on the line with Terrible Tim Witherspoon, the legend. Yes, sir. Tim, what's going on, brother?
Everything good. Just been working out. This pandemic is really slowing everybody down, but it ain't getting in a lot of people's way, going to the gym, training, doing education, stuff like that. Just trying to do some good stuff. That's all.
No doubt. You still train in the gym?
Yeah. My son has a gym in right in Bucks County in Pennsylvania, not too far from Trenton, New Jersey. And it's called Witherspoon Boxing and Fitness. I go over there. We do nonprofit stuff. I do nonprofit stuff with other people, and we're just trying to let the people in Philly know that they got a native-born heavyweight champ of the world. Muhammad Ali came from Louisville. I love him to death. Joe Frazier came from South Carolina. I love him too. I was in both of their presence. But Philadelphia, a lot of people don't know that they have a native born, and that's me, Tim Witherspoon, 2-time heavyweight champ of the world. I was born right near the Rocky, like the Italian market, and not too far where Rocky steps at. So I was born in South Philly. I'm the real Rocky. I'm the 2-time heavyweight champ.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So, and a lot of people don't know that I was born in Philly. But Joe moved there. Ali moved there on the outside, from Louisville. But actually, I was born right in South Philly. Yep.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Heavyweight champ of the world.
So, everybody in the chat know who you are. You're really a man that needs no introduction, man.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes you do. Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
But I have your box rec, and there's so many questions I have. But
yeah,
I'll try and go in order.
It's okay.
So
I'm ready to shoot.
We all know you started in 79. We all know that, but I'm looking up the list right now. There's a few fights. Obviously, we want to talk about the Larry Holmes fight. So you know what?
Yeah, no problem.
Let's start right there.
Okay.
Let's start right there because that fight was fire. You had that fight. I was all of 8 years old.
I'm an old head. I'm an old head.
So take everyone through leading up to that fight. Well, first of all, when you found out you was fighting Larry, how did you feel?
Okay. Because Larry was whipping everybody and his name was flying high during that time, and he was the reigning champ. I told my trainer, Slim Robinson, who was an excellent trainer, he's a real good trainer. I said, Slim, I think this is kind of too soon. This was the words came out of his mouth. He said, Tim, we're going to whip his ass.
Wow.
And he said, Tim, don't worry, we're going to whip his behind. And then I said, okay, because I followed him. I was like a young kid that was following somebody for education and security, and he was a real good trainer. And so whatever he said, I was ready to go. So, and I only had 14 amateur fights. I started training in 1979, like you said, and then I'm fighting the great Larry Holmes in 1983. That that's a lot of progress, but a lot of inexperience. So I only had 14 amateur fights. No, I had 7 amateur fights. My last fight was with Joe Frazier's son for the championship, the amateur championship, and I lost the decision. He was more experienced than me. I just started training, 8 months before that, and he been boxing. So and then when the time before we had to fight Larry Holmes, I doubted it, but then I trusted my trainer, and that's what gave me the confidence because I knew he was good. And he wouldn't tell me the wrong things or do the wrong things. Slim Jim Robinson.
How many? Remind everyone, how many rounds was that when you fought Larry?
It was. I think we were the first 12. We were a 12 rounder because they were stopping the 15. Me and Tony Tubbs was the last ones to do the 15 round because they didn't want you to go 15 rounds because people were getting hurt. And getting a little timid during these years, but in the beginning they let you fight them. But me and Tony Tubbs fought the last 15 rounder, but this one was a 12. This one was a 12 rounder with Larry Holmes.
Right. Now, big Larry Holmes supporter here.
Okay.
Big Larry Holmes supporter here.
Okay.
That's my dad's favorite fighter of all time. His favorite.
Okay.
Of all
he was
time.
A tough guy. He was a fighter. He fought you.
Yeah. But you lumped them up, man. And a lot of people in the chat right here, they're saying you won it. A lot of people saying you won it.
That's right.
Yeah. So after all right, you go to that fight, you lose. But
let me say real quick what happened.
go ahead.
Nobody knew who I was. I only had like 14 fights. Larry Holmes was trying to reach Rocky Marciano's record,
Right.
and like he talked down to me and all that.
Mm-hmm.
When I was fighting him, he talked down to me. But by him doing that, made me want to whip him. You know what I'm saying? By him talking down to me. But that was one of my best fights. And a lot of people think I was getting hit like in some of the later rounds, but I was doing something called the rubberneck.
What's
And
that?
in the future, the rubberneck is when somebody throw a punch at you and you move your chin. If they throw a punch at your chin, you like snap it one way and then go straight back. And if they throw the left hook, you snap it to the left and you come back and you just missed the punch. So if you watch Larry Holmes fight, it looks like I'm getting hit, but I'm not. I'm doing something. I had a good trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Now them dudes today, like Joshua, I'm not saying Tyson Fury, but Joshua, Wilder, they can use my help. But the management and the promoters, they got other ideas. See, I learned some old stuff from the old schools. Just give me a chance and you'll see.
No doubt. Salute to my brother Marcus Walls in the super chat. He said, "Yes, sir. I'm from Philly. You're getting a lot of love in here." And before I pass it off, the brother Bruce Gold says that 9th round with you and Larry was round of the year. What do you remember about that 9th round?
Yeah. So all the noise when that 9th round, this what happened. My trainer told me, he said, "Tim, you're going to have to pick it up because they're not going to give you, you got to pick it up because they're not going to give you the fight. The fight is close." And so, when it came off, I just started putting pressure on him. And it's like I didn't even hear the crowd because after a while, when I heard them and I started digging on them, I can't even remember the round being in the ring because it was that much noise and that much to my body. I was somewhere else fighting this guy. So I was too inexperienced, and you could tell in the fight where I heard him, and I didn't take my time. I was taught to take my time and take my guy out instead of rushing. Right. If you rush, you'll lose the opportunity to get him with a good shot. So you could tell the inexperience in that round. I heard him, and I kept rushing, throwing punches when I should have slowed down and picked my shots and hit him real good. So I learned my lesson from that fight. It was a beautiful fight, and I loved the fight. I was not scared. I was just confident. I was moving in and out, and I enjoyed that fight. I didn't get hurt. I didn't get hurt at all. So I really enjoyed fighting Larry Holmes, and I wish I had more skills. If I had more skills, he'd be in trouble. I was an amateur end of '79 in December. That's when I became an amateur.
Wow. I'm gonna pass it to my buddy Stormy B, man, in the building, man. You got any questions for Tim?
Stormy B.
Stormy.
Yo, what's good with you, Tim? What's good with you, Tim? Good to have you on tonight. Nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you too, man. Glad to be on. We tried hard to get the video.
So we'll work it out for next time.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can always, put us on TV or something, YouTube, pull it up on TV. But hey, man, I wanted to compliment you on you even being able to fight into your later years because of the experience that you had and the skills that you had. But there were a couple of fights that you had that really impressed me, like when you were in there with Ray Mercer, and that fight right there, man.
That was a rumble in the jungle.
I know, and see, that fight right there told me a lot about where you were as a fighter, because he was younger than you, not by much, because Ray was a little older than they were saying, but
he was rough.
Yeah, he was rough. He was a tough guy. He could take a great shot, and he was very strong. But you seem to put fear in the young heavyweights that were at the top of the division back then. And I know there was a lot of politics involved in keeping you away from certain fighters. And one of the fighters that I remember you were calling for was Riddick Bowe. But they didn't want that smoke with you, man. And Riddick's style was like tailor-made for you, even though he was a great boxer and on the inside he fought very well. But the way you threw that overhand right, he would be open for it all night long. And I think his people knew that. you know, he worked with Eddie Futch early on, so Eddie Futch was probably
Yeah.
telling them, no, let's keep Riddick away
Well,
from Terrible Tim.
yeah, Eddie Futch was a good trainer. Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
what I wanted
but
to ask you about your
yeah.
career, can you tell us, just reminisce for a moment on that fight where you defeated Frank Bruno? Because a lot of people disrespect Frank
Whoa.
Bruno today, but when you fought him at that time, he was one of
Yeah, it
those.
was tough.
He was a fighter with a lot of knockouts with his victories, and he was a big, strong young man, and you took him out,
Yeah.
man. Tell us
Yeah.
about that.
I had more skills than Frank Bruno. He was strong. You know, he was muscular. He had plenty of heart. He had a country behind him. You know, he had a country behind him. And they loved him. You know, they still love him today.
Yeah.
And this was just an opportunity for me to be in the spotlight and make a little bit of money, make some money, and be in the spotlight. And I really appreciated it. When I went over there, I mean, you know, the service was good, everything. I was being treated like a true champion, you know, and this is the type of thing I was searching for, you know. I signed the contract. I was with Don King at the time, and things wasn't really good. But when I went over there, the hospitality was great. It was a great atmosphere for me because it gave me energy. Like, wow, I'm finally in a big fight. I'm defending my title, and I'm in another country, you know, and I know everybody back home was going to be supporting me. So what gave me the energy was I know that I was coming in another country, fighting somebody in their backyard, defending my title. And so that was something that I dreamed of. I don't care if it was catching a football to win the championship or hitting a home run. I played football and baseball. Well, not too much basketball, or the slam dunk on Kareem Abdul, you know, big stuff like that. So I was actually in that environment. And so and I knew that everybody supported me back home. I didn't win that championship by myself because I had a whole lot of people helping me. And that was all my fans, all in America and in any other places that supported me. So when them guys say they won that by themselves, they didn't do it. They had support. But that fight, you know, it was a rugged fight. He was hitting me. He hurt me in one of those rounds. He had more to lose than me because everybody was behind him, and he was under a lot of pressure, and I knew he was, and I knew that was going to be one of my ways of getting him too. He was under a lot of pressure, and I'm gonna close the door a little bit, and my skills were better than his. He was strong, kept a good hard jab, but all the other stuff I could handle. And if you watch the fight, I was really relaxed, but I was crucial a lot of times too because I wanted to go home with the title and I didn't want to get hit. I didn't want to get embarrassed. He did hurt me one time in I think it was the 5th or 6th round. He hurt me and I stumbled, but I never was really in danger. But that was something that I dreamed of all my life. I was a football player first. I had a 4-year scholarship. I started as a freshman. I was an all-city Philadelphia tight end in Philadelphia, and I got hurt. And I came home from college. I went to Lincoln University, Missouri. I came home and started boxing. So, and then I wound up heavyweight champion of the world. I'm like, but that particular fight was something I dreamed of, and I wanted to bring that belt home. And that's what really pushed me to really fight, you know, the American thing against the English, and plus the people that supported me. That's what, I had a really good trainer that made it easy for me because I know how to slip, I know how to block punches, and I had to throw body shots and do the things at the right time. So I had all the ammunition, all the intelligence. That's what they lacked. And then you could see that's the reason why he didn't win the fight. I had a good defense, and I hit him with that overhand right. That started it, and then the fight was ended. But it was a great atmosphere. I won the championship. I had the belt, but I went home with only $70,000. That was the. Listen. Frank Bruno went home with $1.4 million. I went home with 80,000, 70,000. No, I had 125, after I got finished paying everybody, I went home with like 65,000.
Damn.
This is why the champ couldn't get ready for a lot of his fights, because I was always fighting against the promoter. One last thing, and then I'm gonna give you the mic. All those years, you know, they've been talking about Don King. I've been fighting to get justice and all that. It just came to an end. I was helping this Irish fighter. He was getting ripped off. So they flew me in there because they knew what my status was. I was fighting against Don King and other guys. I don't talk about Don no more. So he lost the fight. I was walking in the arena, and Don King came over to me, and he was getting close to me. I thought he was going to stab me or something. He gave me a hug and said, "I love you, Tim." I'm true story. And then I hesitated. And I said, "I love you." I said, "I love you, Don." And then after that, it felt like I was a new man. Like I could live it. And I said, "Did I just say I love Don?" Even though I know I was cool, even though he was ripping me off. This was in Vegas. And I was like, damn, it's over. Now I gotta go on with my life. I ain't gotta talk about Don King. I gotta help my kids. I gotta have fun. I don't have to talk about him. I'm tired. So I got ripped off. It's over. I can go on with my life. Because he has to live with it, and all those other promoters not doing good. So listen, man. And then I came home. You know, I'm enjoying my family right now, and I'm doing interviews. See, I'm doing this. I'm feeling good about it. But I don't go around Don King. Don King. It's over. He punched me in the face, and I punched him back. It's over. But that's what held me down from training and doing a lot of things. You see me bad in one fight, and then one fight you see me good. That's the things that happened to me. That's the only thing I regret. I couldn't really get good training and lifting weights, good, and all that. So it hindered me. But I'm still here. I'm happy, and hopefully we can learn. Kids and other boxers can learn from us by hearing me talking on your guys' show.
You had a physical altercation with Don King?
No, we didn't. I never, because I knew he liked me, but he still was taking my money.
No, that's what.
For some reason,
I just wanted to be clear, because when you say punch in the face,
Mitch Green did.
Say again.
Mitch Green did.
Mitch Green did.
And I think Tyson beat him up.
Oh man.
Tyson beat him up, and I think Mitch Green came after him because he did Mitch Green wrong too. So, like this interview, we could talk about Don, but I'm not parading and crusading. Right. After it's over, we could talk about it, but I'm not.
Is that why? Because one of my brothers in the chat wants to know why didn't the Mike Tyson fight happen? Is that one of the reasons why? Because of all of that friction?
No, this is what I heard. Mm-hmm. And I heard it from several different people. Mike Tyson's management really didn't want to fight me. Little do they know I wasn't in no shape. My mentally, I got ripped off. I was getting ripped off. And the second Bone Crusher fight, I fought Bone Crusher the first time. I beat him every round. The second Bone Crusher fight, this what happened. Tony Tubbs, I was supposed to give him a rematch because I was smoking marijuana in Georgia when I won the title from Tony Tubbs. Okay, so I tested positive because my birthday was the fight was January 16th, and my birthday was December 27th, and they was outside smoking weed, and I went out there and took some drags, and I got in trouble.
Okay.
I got in trouble, so I had to pay a fine and everything. But what I found out was Customato and them didn't want to fight me at that time. I found this out, and it's documented. And I said, whoa, he would have killed me. I wasn't in no shape or nothing. Yeah. They said that Customato and the manager, no. Who was his manager? Who was his manager? Jacob, there's other two guys. They didn't want to do it. Mike would have fought me, but those two managers that Mike did, and it's documented. You could find it somewhere where they said they didn't want to fight me. Oh, and I said, whoa, and I'm cool with Mike. Me and Mike cool. I said, whoa, they didn't want to fight me. Okay. But Mike would have did it, but the management, they didn't want to do it. Jacobs and the other guy.
Jim Jacobs. Yeah,
Jim Jacobs and those guys. Y'all guys should know it. Go in the encyclopedia.
Bill Caton.
It's Bill.
Caton, right, and Jones. Is it Jones? Caton and Jones. They didn't want it, and they was encouraging the other people that was like talking to him. And you know what, guys? It's documented. But me and Mike cool. We was in England doing events and stuff. He made the promoter because I was over there a lot, like doing events. And then when other people leave, Mike came over. He said, "No, man, put Tim on." They was tired of me because everybody know me. He said, so Mike told him put me on. So I was getting paid. And then he couldn't. He couldn't. They wouldn't let him in the country no more for that charge he had. But we was over there like having a lot of fun, making money in overseas in England. And then when he did that thing, he couldn't come back in. Man, he would have killed them with money. Mike, if you could go in England, if they would allow him, man, they must have had 200,000-300,000. And real quick, his room wasn't ready. We was in Liverpool. So I had my room with my little daughter. So they knocked on the door. Mike knocked on the door. And they said, yo, man, we got to use your room. We got to come in because our room not ready. They came in and dumped like 200,000-300,000 on the bed because they was counting it. I said, yo, come on, Shania, my daughter. I said, we'll be back. We're going to go downstairs somewhere. And he said, stay there, man. He said, no, you stay here. What you talking about? Gave me 1,500 and so we act like we was watching TV and stuff. So that was cool. Mike was cool. Every time I did something with him, he would give me 1,500 or $2,000. And he a good dude, man. He a good dude.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
it's an hour. I think they kept you away because that Larry Holmes fight, and that was a prime Larry. Well, yeah, pretty much a prime Larry. That fight was fresh in their heads, and that would have been.
But you do some research, and I was really impressed. Well, I was not impressed. I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. At that time, I was damaged. I still was fighting, but I knew I was going to. You know what? I was only going to get 500,000 to fight Mike Tyson. Yup. I was going to get 500,000. That's why I took the dive with Bone Crusher. See, I got to tell you real quick something else.
Oh, shit.
So when I got in trouble with the weed, I had to pay $25,000 fine. They put me in the rehab. They laughed me out the rehab because they's like, "Was he in here for smoking weed?" Man, we on heroin, man. Let him sit down. So they let me speak and talk. So after that was over. So the terms in our agreement was that I only get 500,000 from like fighting Mike. So yeah, and then out of that I knew I'd have got like 150,000. So I'm not fighting Bone Crusher again. And I feel bad for him because we got together. I took a dive in that second Bone Crusher fight. Just check it out. Yeah. Hey, listen. Everybody knew. Just look at the Bone Crusher second fight. Type in I feel bad for Bone Crusher because he said, "No, man, I'll knock you out." The best thing Bone Crusher did for me for that fight was knocked out this rotten teeth I had that I was going to go to the dentist to get taken out before the fight. And they said no, because if they give me that medicine so I don't feel the pain, it might affect my ability in the fight. So that's why I get the teeth pulled out. And he knocked it out. And at the end of the fight, you see me in the corner, I spit the teeth out. Yeah, when I was standing in the corner.
Why?
Yeah,
why? Okay. Take us through that slowly because the chat just went crazy. Why did you take the dive?
Okay. This what happened.
Breaking news.
At that point, huh?
Breaking news. Why'd you take
Breaking
the dive?
news.
Listen, this is when Don King was pushing Mike Tyson to be the youngest heavyweight champion in the world. So he didn't care about Bone Crusher. He didn't care about me. He didn't care about Tony Tubbs and nobody else. He wanted Mike Tyson at this particular period. And we all knew it too. We all knew it. Don King came and we was in training camp training. Everybody was in the room and he said, "Yo, there's this young boy named Mike Tyson coming. Y'all better get in shape because he could fight." But coming all the way down when we was talking, the reason, and so we were like, I had lawyers and we was fighting against Don and all that. And I just said, man, I'm tired because the second Bone Crusher fight, I wasn't going to fight him because I was supposed to fight Tony Tubbs who was smoking that weed. So we was training at the camp, and then we went to he sent me down south to get away from the lawyers because he heard we was going to sue him. So this was the fight. When the fight came, I was only getting 500. I'm talking about with Bone Crusher Smith, And the first time I beat him up every round, but when they said 500,000, then I knew that, man, I'm only gonna get 100,000. I said, no, I'm not taking that fight. I'll get the title up. It's over. I just want to leave Don. I hope I'm not mixing y'all up. So when the second fight, I was supposed to fight Tubbs. He got hurt. His shoulder got hurt. At least allegedly got hurt. So he pulled out the fight 10 days from the fight. Then they pulled Bone Crusher in, and I was arguing with him like, why I gotta fight him? I mean, I already fought him and beat him every round. They said, but we already knew he wanted Mike Tyson. He didn't even care about Bone Crusher. So Bone Crusher even got a fight after that, and he got beat. But I already knew Don was gonna. He just was concerned about Mike. So I just said, you know what? It's time to leave. It's time to leave. So I said, yo, man, I'm going down. Did you feel
some kind of way that Bone Crusher got the Mike Tyson fight instead of you?
No, the reason why he got it is when I took the dive. He beat me.
Yeah, I'm saying, but when you saw that, was you like, well, damn, I should have just went ahead and beat him so I could have got the Mike fight?
No, I was only getting 500,000 when I was supposed to get maybe 3 mil. Why am I take? It was in the contract. You understand what I'm saying? If I would have beat Bone Crusher and fought Tyson, I was only getting 500,000, and out of that, I know I'd have went home. I would have fought Mike Tyson for 150,000.
I hate boxing.
Don't hate boxing. Don't hate boxing.
What is this? That's crazy.
Listen, we talking on the phone about true stories that happened.
Yeah.
I just, I'm not blowing it up all around no more, but we could talk. I told everybody I'll talk about it.
Yes, sir.
But I'm not going to go parading Don King, this and that, because I do believe that he was the greatest promoter that ever lived, but he won't come back and admit that he was wrong and all that he did stuff. So I think that he had everything that it takes to be the greatest, and but he left too soon. But the bottom line is that I came out the clean guy. He can't. Everybody know him for what they know him for, But like I said, I'm cool. He did what he did. I did what I did. He got to live with something. I got to live with something. And on this side, we all happy. He might be happy, but it's something he's dragging behind him, and it's gonna keep dragging unless he admit that he was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Yeah, I'm with my kids, man. I'm happy. I got 5 daughters. I got one son. He got the gym up there. I got grandkids. I might not have a whole lot of money, but I'm doing events and everything, and I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah, what you got on that, brother?
Woo!
He's drinking Thunderbird over there. He's drinking that Thunderbird. That stuff
man, I haven't had that in a while. So that I might be going past out by 2 days. Hey, but anyway, tell me, how you doing, brother? It's good to talk with you, man.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. There's some like stories, man. There's some good stories. Like we got Dante Wilder getting ready to fight.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ant. We're gonna get to that. Go ahead.
Got Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I got one question is, when you were fighting, I remember you fighting late in, it's like late into your 30s, and you fought Jorge Luis Gonzalez, man, and
yeah,
a lot of people picking you to win the fight, and there was some people that weren't picking you to fight because they felt you was too old, but you had a punch, and I heard them talking. They were talking about it earlier about the overhand right. I think that punch right there you had was a very effective. You don't see that a lot today. You see it though. You see it. I seen it too. I seen it. Well, not as effective as you because you bring defense behind.
I'm gonna keep all my answers short.
Okay, go ahead.
My trainer said that my straight right wasn't strong enough, so so he started making me throw the overhand. That's how that overhand right started, because he said my straight right wasn't that hard, so he tried the overhand, and so he made me throw that more. So go ahead, champ. Go ahead.
Yeah, and even with that said, you rather see fighters with a great jab and great defense. I don't think you got credit enough for your defense. What makes you successful at having both?
Right, my trainer was both. My trainer was both, and I could tell you something about Tommy Hearns too in a few minutes. I love them brothers, but I seen boxers with both skills make it better. Having defense and offense. And, when you retire, you want to be able to teach your students both. You don't want him to be all offense because where's the defense? You're gonna wind up punchy and you're gonna wind up damage. So and it's art. Missing the punch is beautiful. It's beautiful. So Mayweather don't have a blueprint because he's all natural. He throw punches, he'll get out the way. But there is a blueprint where you move your body, and you can teach the boxers that when you slip to this side to throw a right hand, slip to the left, throw this way, put your hand up here. So you can blueprint that. But guys like Mayweather and there's a couple other guys, Tony, they don't have a blueprint. They just naturally move out the way of punch and counter back. But it's hard to put theirs on paper, like for people to teach it again, because it's natural, if you know what I'm saying. So you can write it down and say, well, this is a blueprint. You're supposed to turn your right hand this way, throw the uppercut that way. You can put that on some paper. But Mayweather and like Tony and a couple other guys, it's hard to put a blueprint on theirs because it just moves so good. And like Pacquiao, he's a karate guy doing boxing. He don't throw round punches, he's just straight punches and stuff. So he has a different blueprint. So there's a difference. And then guys that's getting taught like me, I was taught a blueprint where you lay your hand across your stomach or you put your hands at the Philly shell and you slip. That's a blueprint where you can get taught. That's easy. Let me see, all natural. Do I have anything naturally? There is something that maybe I can move out the way natural and do. I can do that, but I prefer to do the blueprint because I'm a slower guy and we punch hard. If you understand what I'm saying, you can teach somebody defense, right? And they'll do this, they'll look good and counter with their punches too. But there's guys like Mayweather that you can't teach. And you know what? He ain't gonna be able to teach because he's all natural. He move instinct. You see what I'm saying? He can do some things, but most of that defense is natural. He get out the way, natural stuff. So you're gonna have to just be in good shape and try to move out the way of punches. There's a pattern you follow too.
Yeah, before I go any further, my brother in the chat, my brother JB, the boxing fanatic, he said he wanted to ask you. He started at 22. He wants to know, is that too late to take it serious?
Is he ready to turn pro?
Yeah.
Well, you just need the right trainer. Just like Anthony Joshua, like all these guys, you need the right. If you don't want to get hit hard or you want things to be easy, you got to make sure that guy that's in the corner with you is okay, because it's going to be a hard road if you don't have the right man at this age. You just starting, that's okay. You starting at 22 and stuff like that. That's not real bad. But if you were starting at 27, 26, 28, 29, I recommend you get somebody that know what they're doing, because you're going to be in trouble. You're older, you get hit with shots, it's going to affect you faster than somebody 22 or 20. So that's what I recommend. He's okay now, but he still should get the right trainer. Now, I wanted to say something about Tommy Hearns, who I love. I was in camp with him. Man, God bless me to be with a lot of different people, man. And I just came out of nowhere, out of Philly, and just started training with people. I was with Tommy Hearns in California, everything. But Tommy Hearns was 100% offensive fighter. But in terms of defense, he wasn't. And when he retired, now he can't talk, he can't move, he can't do the things you want to do. And I think Emmanuel Stewart was just an offensive trainer. He didn't know that much defense. Emmanuel Stewart is getting a whole lot of credit. I love Mandy too. I've been with him and talked to him. But a lot of his fighters, if you look at it, has been damaged because of their defense. Tommy Hearns was one of the eight, and I hate to talk about, but people want to hear truth on the thing. But they got to understand, I love Emmanuel. My trainer and him was really cool. But the proof is in the pudding. Tommy is in bad shape right now, and a lot of his peers that was on his team. But Emmanuel Stewart does get a lot of credit, but you got to look at that defense, and that's why we was talking about defense and offense. Tommy was a great fighter, but he had no defense. His defense worked a little, but then look, Tommy is not really good. So Tommy is not good, and he should have got taught a little bit more defense so he can So when his career ends, he'll be able to communicate
Right.
and better than what he
I'm
did.
glad you brought that up. I also
Yo.
firmly believe that trainers, when they get the right prospect in front of them, it is possible for a trainer to evolve as a trainer, because off of what you said about Tommy Hearns, one of his things was Tommy Hearns didn't have a good beard, but
He didn't have a good what?
he didn't have a good beard. He didn't have a good chin, but
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, wait. Okay, you go ahead and finish. 'Cause I thought he had an okay one.
well, I mean, Iran Barkley. That's all I'm saying. That was crazy.
I know. Iran put it on him.
Yeah, that was
Iran
crazy.
Put it on him. Yeah.
And I always did like a match in my head. If Tommy Hearns had Paul Williams' chin and Paul Williams had Tommy Hearns' skill, that would be almost a perfect fight at 147. But Emmanuel Stewart, when he got a hold of Lennox Lewis, I saw Lennox Lewis excel as a fighter. He taught Lennox how to hide that chin, and he did very, very well. So I think between Tommy and Lennox, I think Emmanuel Stewart evolved as a trainer. Do you think it's possible for trainers to evolve as long as they're staying in the craft?
I really don't. I think so, but I don't think that Emmanuel did that much for. Lennox was big and tall, had a jab. His defense wasn't really all that. Even listen, he was hard to beat. Lennox. He was big, strong. He was quick, and if he hit you, he hurt you. That did help with a little bit of defense because he was strong offensively. And it didn't show his negative in defense. But me as a boxer, I can see where his negative at. He got big arms, he's strong and all that. He got knocked out twice?
Yeah.
He got hit hard twice, but he got big arms, he's strong, he kept people off him, and he's strong and he punched. So that could take away from people thinking about his defense. But in terms of defense, his defense was his offense, hitting people and stuff like that. But what I think you're trying to say is that what was you trying to say? I'm sorry.
I was asking, do you think it's possible for trainers to evolve as trainers, to get better, like how a fighter gets better? You know, like
well, okay. Now I understand you. I do believe that these trainers have to get taught as a boxer. They can feel it and they know it. You know, as a boxer, they should learn. It's just like going to school, learning English or learning Spanish or learning how to do mechanics. You got to actually learn, and when you graduate, you get the job. I don't think that you can. It's going to be hard. Some punches and some movement you probably could do, but you actually have to get taught a lot of it in order to like teach. Because you got that's it. You know, I was taught the stuff that I do. Let me see. So to be a good trainer, you'll be a better trainer if you had a good trainer and he taught you all these moves and you executed when you was boxing and things like that. Look at Anthony Joshua. He's big, he's strong, but he don't have no skills. He went that far. His managers and his promoters, they don't have the skills of getting him the right guy in the corner with him. Robert McCracken took him as far as he could take him as an amateur.
Thank you.
He needs somebody else.
He needs something else.
I've been trying to put my fingers out there to help him. I was with him in England, me and my daughter. We was with him on the train. I did events with him.
Well, we've been saying he need to come up to America and change what he does over there. There's a handful of guys over here, you included, that can help him because all he needs is some tweaking, but he might be too far gone. He might be.
I'm a believer of that, saying that's not right. If he got the heart, listen, this would have happened. If somebody teach him how to slip, how to stay in that pocket, how to keep them hands up, he's going to gain confidence. So his confidence is low now. Just check it out. His confidence is low because when I seen him fighting that guy, he didn't know where to put his hands. He didn't really when he put his hand, you supposed to do that real tight shell, so nobody can hit you. He wasn't even doing that. So that's why I know they're not teaching them defense.
His head is on a straight line, man. He was
straight line.
hand all night long. He was on a straight line, back and forth. There was no side to side, no lateral movement. It was awful.
And I didn't think that much of the guy, his opponent. Why everybody saying he was this and that? I don't really see that.
What it is that he made Usyk look better.
He did.
He made Usyk look better. And this is no slate to Usyk. I like Usyk. But what we were saying is now they're putting Usyk on the pedestal, which is expected.
Yeah, I know.
It's expected, but because he's the smaller guy coming up, he was undisputed at cruiser. Now he's unified. All right, 3 fights in the heavyweight. He's unified at heavyweight, so he's already going to the Hall of Fame. But all we kept saying over here is now it makes sense why he didn't fight King Kong Ortiz, the bigger southpaw and the bigger puncher. He'd have knocked AJ's head into the 5th row.
I know.
This is crazy.
He need to get educated, and like I said, he's a nice guy. He don't deserve this, and his legacy is he's gonna be able to teach people just like maybe amateur stuff like that. So I've been sending out my people, calling them, saying, "Look, man, I can help you." And on my YouTube channel, I was saying to people, if Anthony Joshua send for me, I'm gonna go over there and help him. But if you don't, I'm gonna tell you exactly how he could beat that southpaw, how he could beat him. You know, he wasn't throwing straight rights and bringing that left hook behind it. He got to go right back on the D after he throw a combination. And when his opponent shoot his jab, he slip to the outside and go forward. See, I got to show you. Don't just stand there. You got to go in back and make the southpaw turn to the right, and you hit him with your punches.
Another thing I didn't like.
Show you.
I didn't like his reaction to the smaller guy hitting him. Every time he wobbled him like 3 times in the fight. I said, "What the hell's going on here?"
And when he got later in the fight, he wobbled him too. You hit him.
His defense. That defense gave me confidence. I got in there with anybody because I knew they couldn't hit me unless I let them or if I wasn't in shape. That gave me confidence. And I was happy that my trainer taught me all the shell and taught me how to counter off it, keep my hands tight. As soon as I feel a punch, throw that punch right behind it, bring your defense right back. That's what give you he didn't have confidence in not getting hit. We're getting hit, you gotta once you throw them punches, you just come right back on D. You think your opponent ain't gonna hit you? There's a lot of boxers not being taught to come back on their D. And the guy he fought never come back on his D. Yusef?
Yeah.
He leaves his hands out there and keep throwing, man.
Well, that night
could beat this dude.
That night he didn't need to. He brought just enough of the game that he didn't have to show all of his tricks of the trade. I think Usyk is smart enough to adjust when AJ decides to do something different, but he didn't do anything. But this is a great conversation to segue into the main people in the division. My time is limited because I have another gym appointment. But let's talk about your opinion on the fight coming up this weekend, October 9th, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. How do you see it?
Okay, real quick. Matter of fact, I'm going to the fight and do commentating for Talk Sports, English-based.
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna be out there. I got your number. I'm gonna hit you when I get out there.
Okay. So this is what I think. Everybody knows, real quick. Everybody knows that Joshua will kill you with that right hand. So if I was his management or his trainer, I would practice building his left side up, his jab, his left hook, his uppercut. Make his left side almost as good as his right side. And if he would have been doing that long time ago, he would have been invincible right now. But everybody, they let him depend on the right hand all the time, and they never developed the left side. He did hit Tyson Fury with that left hook, but it wasn't really hard. Tyson was hurt with the right hand first, so the left hook just put him down. So I think that I think that Deontay Wilder would have been invincible if they would have just built his left side up, because the right side was automatic. Okay, now Tyson Fury, me and my daughter been with him several times. We've been in events. We was with the Gypsies. If they have an argument or somebody gets stabbed, they don't call the police. They got a head man. They handle their stuff. Oh no, I was with the Gypsies, and then I spent a lot of time. My daughter from Tottenham, England, the one that's with me now, and so I spent a lot of time over there. So we went to the Gypsies, the Gypsies where they lived at, where Tyson Fury lived, up there in Manchester. And the women, you don't want to mess with the women. You don't want to mess with the women.
I heard about the women.
They tough. But the thing is that Tyson Fury got plenty of heart. He's like a warrior. He lacks a little skills too. I think it's going to be a good fight. Let's hope that I think it's going to be a good fight. In terms of skills, I'm gonna be kind of like Dahl on that because I know they're not like Sugar Ray Leonard and all of them got kind of fights, but they are. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. Tyson Fury's going to come to fight. Dante Wilder. Let's see what he learned from Malik Scott, who's a sparring partner. I think that was a mistake. They was posting all kind of videos. That's a mistake. They shouldn't have did that. Hopefully, Tyson Fury and them can capitalize on some of the videos. So they never should have put them videos up to after the fight of him practicing.
Tim.
But I think that it's gonna be a good fight. That's all.
Tim, you said if they get stabbed, they don't call the police.
Carrying guns over there.
Wait a minute. What part was that?
Oh man.
What part was that?
I love it, bro. I love it, man.
I was speaking really fast.
No, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. That's
well,
real.
I'm gonna see you at the fight, though, right?
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna lock you in. I'm gonna call you when I get out of here. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna be out in
you
Vegas.
You got that New York accent.
Yeah, I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You
You
wasn't at Iran's event up there, was you?
At the Barclays? At the Barclays?
Remember, Iran just had a event up
there.
Oh,
no, I missed it. I had to work.
Okay.
I had to work.
Tyson was there.
Yo.
You didn't know Tyson was there?
No, I missed the whole event. I had to go to work that night, man.
Okay. Tyson was there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I was trying to
punch
Miss Green in the stomach when I was about 8 years old.
Miss Green, that's my man, man. Yeah, he was on some stuff and he should train, but Don King did it wrong. I got a title shot before Blood was there before me, I think. Blood was there working hard. Man, he hated Don. He hated Don, man. They did Mitch wrong.
It's a seesaw. We got fighters that like Don, fighters that don't really care about him, fighters that say, look, it is what it is. But that's why I appreciate you being on the show because
no problem. We can do it again.
No filter, for real, man. Always keep
it. We can do it again. I'm gonna have the video next time. I'm gonna get the video next time. Okay.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, man.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, brother. So I didn't know. In closing, you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, we just put it up, and I'm just gonna teach old school knowledge. And a lot of different things that's coming on because everybody know that not a lot of people knew that I'm the only heavyweight champ of the world. Like I was saying, born in Philly, like Joe Frazier and Ali wasn't born there. But a lot of my Philly people don't realize that. So we trying to build that up so we can help a lot of people. And I'll be going around Philly, shaking hands and stuff to let them know that they have a native born.
All right. So your YouTube is Tim Witherspoon?
Shania, what is the YouTube? What is it?
I love Tim.
That's my secretary. She only 11 years old.
That's what's up.
What? Well, if you type it in, it should pop up. I don't know.
So what I want to do, I'm going to refer you to Stormy B, man, because, I'm going to let Stormy tell you what he does. So Stormy,
okay.
let Tim know about your show.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Tim, I got a show here on YouTube. It's my channel is under my same name, Stormy B, man.
Okay, and, Stormy B,
man. All one word, all caps.
Stormy B, Shania, remember Stormy B, man. I gotta do that, man. I'm gonna do it. Just remember, guys, that boxing needs a union. We've been talking about this. I know y'all probably been talking about it. It's long overdue. So we got to get all the boxers together. Paul Johnson of Minnesota, we trying to go to the Congress. We the only sport that don't have a union. I think it's one more. So we need support, man. Look at all those guys can't even speak after their career's over. We need help. So that's what I'm into right now. We can talk about that next time or whenever, okay?
Yes, sir. So go ahead, Stormy, because I know you want this brother on your show. I know.
Yeah, I got a show I do on Tuesdays called the Tuesday Tussle. It's actually an angled show from a coach's perspective because I've worked with guys out of Chicago. And Eddie Davis is my mentor. I learned the ropes under him.
Eddie Davis. It was him and his brother, right?
Yeah. So I worked with him, out of Chicago here, and that's and I got a Thursday night show that's called The Three Wise Men of Boxing, and that is myself, Scrapbook Boxing, and Curtis Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar. We talk about the history of the sport and guys from your era, including yourself, and going back even further.
Okay.
We're always covering the sport with respect. It's a 2-hour show. We just did a profile on Ezra Charles last Thursday.
Yes.
So it's the kind of stuff we do there. And then on Friday nights, I got a show where it's a culmination of the week's activities. What's happening in the sport of boxing, past, present, whatever, current fights coming up and whatnot. And then when they have the big cards on the weekends, I do a post-fight show. So, Saturday nights I do
coming up.
Yes.
I'm leaving on Tuesday.
Yes, sir. And this weekend, of course, is a big fight, and we're going to have a big old post-fight show after that. And on Sunday mornings, I got a call-in show where people can call in and talk about sport with me. But I have a little bit of background in training fighters here, amateur, and work with some pros. I know all these guys from Chicago. And that's what, that's my angle and where my focus is.
Alfonso Ratliff.
Yes, sir. Donnell Nicholson.
Donnell. We always in Don King's camp. Donnell, I thought, was he a heavyweight?
Yeah.
Right.
For a little while, he even worked with Emmanuel Stewart.
Yeah. Okay, I remember the light-skinned brother.
Yeah. Donnell, Doc Nicholson. Yep. And
I remember.
Frez Okendo and Derek Harmon and help me out, Drew, my man. We had on a couple weeks ago.
Oh man, John Scully.
Yeah, Scully.
John Scully. Okay, John. Yeah.
With so many guys, but I love to get you on the Tuesday Tussle and have you talk about being a coach and what you can bring to the sport with these guys about defense.
I'm heading for Vegas. I'm heading for Vegas on Tuesday. So
after the event, after the event. Yeah.
That's no problem.
But
just keep me sharp. It'll keep me sharp.
This week we got to stay on track. We got to be focused for what's coming up.
This is huge. This is huge this week, man. And I'm definitely gonna connect with you as soon as I land in Vegas. I'm gonna hit you on the phone, and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna enjoy the festivities, man. This is an historic event. And salute to my brother Anthony Carter, aka Trick Nolte, man. Whenever you see a guest like this, Trick Nolte hits the ground running, man. It's like my phone goes off every day. And I didn't tell you who we were gonna have on today, aside from Tim. I'll save that for another time. But when I tell you there's not a day that my phone doesn't go off, and I'm like, he got who? I'm telling you. So that's what I'm saying. Don't be shy. Show support for him because he's taking time out of his time. He's taking time out of his day to get guests for these Sunday shows, man. So when I put that Cash App in the bottom, y'all make sure y'all show him some love, man. Salute to Case Nasty. He said smash that like button. Yes, sir. So Ant, let everyone know how they can contact you and everything else.
Yeah, Anthony Carter on Facebook, Trick_Nolte on Instagram. See me here with Drew and Stormy B talking with the legends.
Oh, that's
right on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, it's me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir, man. And,
I follow Tim. Hold on. Yeah, Tim, we follow each other on Facebook.
Huh? Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's why I said that. Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you're gonna like the company that you're keeping right here, Tim, because it's all about boxing here. It's all about boxing here. And
I do. I need to try to hook your guys up with talk. I do every Friday, but I do every Friday with these two guys from Canada. What is it? Talk Sports. Talk Sports, right?
Yeah.
When I do them every Friday. I think it's Talk Sports. I'll get the information, but I'll be doing it with them. So let's just keep in touch and see where I can fit in and out, okay?
Absolutely, brother, man. You're a rock star over here, man. For real. And I really appreciate your time.
I can't play no instrument. I can't play no instruments though.
No doubt, Tim. So I'm gonna text you right now so you know it's me. and we're gonna stay in touch, brother.
Okay. I
All right,
appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for having me on and looking forward to some more, okay?
Absolutely, brother.
Sir.
Talk to you soon.
Okay. And if I can get
All right.
anybody else, I'll let you know. If I can get other people, I'll call you up first so you can set it up, okay?
Much appreciated, brother.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Talk
thanks
to
on the
y'all
back.
guys later.
All right, Tim, take it easy.
Y'all
Appreciate you, man.
guys later.
All right.
That was terrible, Tim Witherspoon, man. Very underrated heavyweight, man. And
Very.
that was awesome, man. That was awesome, man. Y'all got any closing words? Because I gotta run.
No, man, just happy to be on here and listen to what he had to say. I was just listening, you know, because when you got someone like Tim, and I know his personality, I knew the story about the Bone Crusher's second fight, by the way, and I didn't interrupt or anything because I let him tell it. But he's a very sincere man.
Yes.
And almost to a fault, because he might even say it a little too much at certain points. But at the same time, you gotta let the, you know, you gotta respect that though in him, because he's sincere. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And shout out to Reggie Owens. You see, I stuck up for Lennox. You see, I stuck up for Lennox and the Emmanuel too. I stuck up for him. Yeah, I stuck up for Lennox, Reggie. Yeah, no doubt. But you know, I do think trainers can evolve, and I also meant to mention the Klitschko's, because they changed once Emmanuel got a hold of them. They evolved. So AJ, being fair, this is me being fair, if he comes over here and gets with Tim or Derek James or anybody, there's a chance he can evolve as a fighter, but he has to get here first. He needs changes. McCracken is taking as far as he can go, but he needs to go to another level. And
Ronnie Shields can do everything for AJ that he couldn't do for Effie Ajaba, because Effie Ajaba is a basket case. But I'll tell you something, AJ will really benefit from Ronnie Shields.
Yeah, I hope he's listening. I hope he's listening. And now you see, that's no hate. Yeah, because AJ can't go into this next. At 30 years old, he's saying he's still learning. Nah, B, not at this level. Not at this level. You're supposed to be able to make adjustments in the ring. It's not like you're 21, you're 30 plus. No, brother. You should know how to make adjustments in the ring. So since you've proven that you can't do that, we're not saying kick McCracken to the curb. You can still have him there, but you need to add something to the team. Bring your ass to America, hook up with Ronnie Shields, and learn something. You might have to tweak something. He got to show you how to hide that chin. He got to show you how to take your head off of a straight line. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And if that was Ortiz, you'd have been flatlined in 2 rounds, man. And now watch this. AJ, you're better than that. That's no hate. Go ahead.
Let me say this. The night that Oliver McCall knocked Lennox Lewis out, from what I was told behind the scenes, Lennox Lewis called Emmanuel Stewart the next day because Oliver McCall is was having problems with Lennox. He got knocked out. Pepe Correa was training him, right?
Right.
So he got So the next fight, or for what I was told, Lennox Lewis called Emmanuel Stewart up to get him to train him, because I think Oliver McCall and which old dude was having some problems. So he got him in the next fight. So you saw what happened after that. He changed Lennox Lewis. So
made him cry in the ring. Unbelievable, man. So I'm gonna say there's still, all jokes aside, I clown AJ and I give him a hard time, but that's because of his fans. But all jokes aside, there's still hope for AJ. He has to change that camp. And there ain't no justice for McCracken. Ain't none of that. McCracken has done a great job till now. He needs something else. Change the camp. And people change camps, fire head coaches all the time. He needs to do what's better for him, because now Eddie Hearn is scratching his head like, yo, did I make the right decision by signing this guy? Lifetime contract for what? What is he worth if he loses to Usyk again? What is he worth? You understand? They're talking about making a Fury fight and an AJ fight regardless of what happens next week, which means that's secret code for we anticipate this guy losing, but we're still going to make the fight in Dubai. You still can't make it in the UK because this fool ain't got no goddamn license. So they're still talking about making an AJ Fury fight in Dubai. There's no marketability there. I don't care what they say. AJ needs change. If he wants to compete with Usyk and give me and change my mind and say, yo, he can compete or beat Usyk, all he has to do is tweak some things. And one of the things he needs to tweak is getting his head off that straight line. Get your ass over here and connect with Ronnie Shields when you're doing yourself a disservice by doing the same thing over. I'm still learning. You're 30 years old. You should have learned after the first round when you got cracked with that left hand 2 times. You're supposed to be able to think on the fly. You couldn't do it, man.
But I wanted to say this where Tim was really off on one thing, though, and he was talking about Usyk. Usyk is better than people think he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing. And I'm not putting Tim down. I just think that he's actually taking Usyk light. That man can fight. I said that way before he got in there with AJ. And I've said this about like whoever he may face in the future. Don't be mistaken or even misguided by the fact that he's Ukrainian. Don't look at that. Look at his skills. Look at his accomplishments and achievements, and look at his character, because that goes so far in boxing. And when you pair talent and character, it really takes off on a different trajectory. Early on, I was saying that this guy, he wished he could be Evander Holyfield, right? But at the end of the day, if he's able to become undisputed at heavyweight, there's nothing anybody going to be able to say. For this era, to accomplish that and achieve that, you're going to have to give it up for him. But he's got some work ahead of him, yes. But I'm just saying that he is not overrated. He is not someone just because you look at where he's from. Look at his skill set and look at who he's beaten throughout his career, from amateur to Olympics to cruiserweight and now heavyweight. And remember, you got to hold people to this as well. Everybody that wanted to give AJ credentials and put him at a certain place, well, Usyk snatched that away from him, right? So you got to give it to Usyk. You got to give it. You can't say, "Oh, AJ had a bad night." And
you can't say that.
No.
Yeah.
This man whooped his behind, and he's more inclined to whoop him in the rematch too, because AJ made no adjustments in the first fight. And you have to understand, a fighter like Usyk came in with a plan A and a plan B and possibly a plan C. He didn't even have to go to the other plans.
Yeah.
It still panned out for him. So if AJ makes an adjustment for the second fight, be guaranteed and assured that Usyk will already have an adjustment waiting for that.
Thank you.
And if AJ can't adjust to that adjustment, he's still going to lose again.
He's still going to lose.
And if he adjusts to that adjustment, then that plan B or C that I talked about just now will kick into effect, and he'll still lose again.
And
This thing is a lucky punch, a punch from the gods to get in there and land on Usyk. And if you think that Usyk don't know that already,
if AJ has the ability to adjust, I firmly believe that Usyk is smart enough to adjust with that adjustment. You're absolutely right, Stormy.
I don't think he fears power. I don't think Usyk fears AJ's power.
No, he doesn't. He didn't respect it. He didn't respect it at all. But
Tricky just made a very important point. You made a
ahead.
very important point, because once he was able to recognize, and that's what experienced fighters do. Once he was able to recognize and engage where AJ's power is, he stayed away from wherever that range was.
Mm-hmm.
If you rewatch the fight and study it after the first 3 or 4 rounds, you'll tell where that is because of where he remains. He never moved away from AJ. He only moved side to side, in and out, but he never stayed on the outside. So that primarily means that AJ's punches were most dangerous at an extended end, at the end of his punches. So if he stayed mid-range or in his chest, you nullify him. And guess what? AJ is not an inside fighter.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. All he has on the inside is that sneaky uppercut. But if he's well scouted, he's not going to land it. How many times he landed that on Usyk? Usyk kept him at just the right range. The smaller guy kept him at range. That is like, come on, AJ. And I'm gonna say it again. Hi, trolls. AJ is better than that. He needs to go to another level. All you saw was him having no ability to adjust on the fly. That's not a smart fighter. He has one game plan, and when he goes in there and it fails, there's nothing else left. He's getting his head rocked back, and it's good job, AJ. Good job. No, dude. And then he's getting hurt by the smaller guy.
And straight up to the body too.
Oh, come on.
Yep.
Come on, man. AJ's better than that. All he needs to do is make a slight. Now, here's my question before I get out of here, y'all. And I'm gonna go with Ant first, and I'm gonna go to the sensei. The rematch happening in February, March, according to Eddie Hearn. AJ, two-part question. Eddie Hearn said the immediate rematch was up to AJ. AJ says he wants to run it back immediately. Okay, tough guy. First part of the question. Should he have waited a little longer or have a fight in between before jumping into the immediate rematch? And if he does change his camp, is this enough time for him to learn what he needs to learn to be successful in the next fight? Trick, go first.
Good question. I think that I don't have a problem with him jumping back into the rematch, but at the same time, he got to, like I say, make some adjustments. Maybe bring another another mouth into his camp to give him some advice. I just still think Usyk beats him. I think Usyk stops him this time. Like I say, I mean, he was hurting him like the middle rounds to the late rounds. He was hurting him with a straight left to the body, and then he started coming with that straight left down the pipe. And he was hurting him with that. So I think AJ got stamina problems when he get hit with shots. I don't like the way he buckles or something when he get hit with a hard shot.
Yeah.
So I got Usyk stopping him anywhere between 8 and 9 rounds the next time they fight. It's my opinion.
Stormy.
Well, AJ would do well to, make those adjustments, like you say. But one of the biggest things he would need to do, I believe, he could let them know that he would like to fight the rematch, but he should request, like Tyson Fury did for different reasons, to allow him to take a fight in between.
Okay.
And the fight that he takes in between should be a fight that will allow him to work on against an opponent that will allow him to work on some things. You can't go in there trying to try something new on Usyk. You're just going to get your head handed to him, like Trick just said. But if he takes a fight against someone that it could be a durable guy, but not a guy who's threatening with power, but just to allow him to make some adjustments in that fight against this new guy so he can carry a different look into a rematch with Usyk. But just going in there cold off of a new, fresh camp and trying to go in there, I think that Usyk is just going to get him again.
He needs to build his confidence up, get a fight in between.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, why not? That's just how it's done.
Yeah.
That's just how it's done. In closing, you already know where I stand on it. If he don't make any changes in the camp, he's gonna lose again. Let's say he comes over here and starts getting with Derek James or Tim Witherspoon or Ronnie Shields. Is that enough time for him to soak up that knowledge and apply it in the ring? It's yet to be seen. But as it stands right now, I'm gonna go with Usyk. And with that being said, I'm gonna bring this to a close. Shout out to everybody. Don't be shy to hit up Trick Nolte in the Cash App. Whenever you see a popular guest on here, that's all him. Salute to my brother, Sensei Stormy B-Man, my brother Anthony Trick Nolte Carter. Tay Jones will be going live in about 5 minutes. So I want y'all to head over there, smash the like button. Tay Jones will be going live in about 5 minutes. Also, if you're on your desktop, I think the Fight Party comes on tonight, Black Fight Fan. Y'all know how to do it. Pull up 2 screens, hit the like button. Listen to both. That's how we do. That's how we do. Pull up your cell phone, pull up your laptop, pull up everybody. Hit the like button. Get those algorithms going. Because they play with the likes and they do all kinds of weird stuff. They unsub people from us. They do all kinds of weird stuff. We support each other here. So you got options. You dig? With that being said, Drew Titan Bronx on deck. That's Trick Nolte. That's Stormy, the Sensei B-Man. And much love and appreciation. And I'll see y'all in the morning. Peace.
Peace, brother. Peace.
Move!